So the question is, what's the best way to progress up towards your max? So in the video you'll see me training over at Goggins Force, and these are just some of the guys that I train with. We've got Kendall, who competes in the 205 division, Omar, I believe 275, Chris is 198, same as me in the blue shirt, and then me, of course, in 198 as well. So this is my prep. Actually, was my last session before the LA Fit Expo. I ended on this day with a 628 squat, and actually at the Fit Expo I ended with 633. So pretty much, you know, right around what I do in the gym, and that's pretty normal for me. Usually whatever I hit in the gym is usually right around what I hit in the meet, you know, with the exception of maybe 5 or 10 pounds more. I'm a really mental lifter, so once I've done it in the gym, I'm super confident that I can do it again. And if I haven't done it in the gym, then honestly, a lot of times I may not feel like I can do it in the meet either. So I always like to try and hit a big number, you know, before I go to the meet. That way I know I can do it in the meet. So to answer the question though, I'd say as a rule of thumb, I usually start off with 5s. Then once I get around 80%, I'll go to 3s, or somewhere between 3 and 5 reps. And then at 90%, I usually drop to 2s, or actually 1s. And from 90% on, I'm usually just gonna do single reps. That works for me. I'm a pretty decent squatter, so I don't really need to do a whole bunch of reps. I just really need to kind of, you know, get my CNS warmed up and get kind of acclimated with the weight, so it doesn't feel super heavy when I pick it up. I mean, and I think that pretty much would work well for a beginner, intermediate, or advanced lifter. You know, I mean, you just start out with 5s, whatever, to get your body warmed up, and then, you know, once you get to 90%, I think singles are sufficient, as you definitely don't want to get tired. You know, I've seen guys warm up in the back, you know, with doing 5 reps for everything. You know, that they might open with 550, and I've seen them do, you know, 495 for 5, and then even 595 for 3, and not 5, but 525 for 3, and then go out, you know, for their opener. And I mean, they're sweating and tired, you know, by the time the opener comes around. And it probably won't affect the opener, maybe not even the second lift, but by the time that third lift comes around, I mean, it could affect it, I believe. I mean, I think the strength that you may have had without doing, you know, probably what, 20 or 30 reps prior, which is like almost a real workout session, you know, you'll probably have a little bit more energy, you know, to possibly get a PR on that third attempt. So I mean, you know, you gotta really just, you know, figure out what works for your body at the end of the day. But I definitely say, you know, you want to try and cut it down to the least number of reps as possible, where you'll still be prepared to, you know, successfully hit your opener. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave your comments, enjoy the rest of the video.